morning, one and all. Today, I would like to discuss about principles of quantum mechanics. So, quantum means a wave packets. So, quantum mechanics it is a very important chapter in applied physics. So, quantum physics, principles of quantum mechanics. It is for all the branches like ECE, CSE, and computer science AI, isn't it? So, the principles of quantum mechanics, the outline of the subject, introduction to quantum physics, wave particle duality, de Broglie's hypothesis, Davison and Germer's experiment, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, physical significance of wave function, Schrödinger's time-independent wave equation, particle in a one-dimensional potential box. These are the overall outline of the subject. So, the introduction of quantum physics. There are a few phenomena which the classical mechanics fail to explain: stability of an atom, spectral series of hydrogen atoms, black body radiation. Max Planck, in year of 1900s, at a meeting of German Physical Society, read his paper on the theory of the energy distribution law of a normal spectrum. This was the first start of the revolution of the physics, that is, the start of quantum mechanics. So, in the beginning of 19th century, the study of energy distribution in the spectrum of black body radiation became insoluble. Classical as well as Newtonian mechanics failed to explain it. Hence, in 1900s, Max Planck explained the spectrum of black body radiation with a new theory called quantum theory. In Greek, quantum means discrete or integral or whole. The meaning of Greek quantum means discrete. Quantum energy is called discrete energy or integral energy or whole energy. From 1901 towards, quantum theory became a major part of physics to explain number of problems like Bohr's theory, hydrogen spectrum, photoelectric effect, and Compton effect. My dear students, quantum theory was discovered. The quantum mechanics was developed mostly between 1900 and 1930s. The European physics scientists Max Planck, Albert Einstein, Bohr, Louis de Broglie, Max Born, Dirac, Heisenberg, Paulis, Schrödinger, and Richard Feynman. So these are all of the it is developed the quantum mechanics by different phenomena. So what is the quantum mechanics? Quantum mechanics, it is a generalization of classical physics that includes the classical law as special cases. Quantum physics extends that range to the region of small dimensions. Just as c is a velocity of light, significance, the universal constant, c is equal to 3 into 10 power minus 10 meters. The Planck's constant characterizes quantum physics. So here h is called in the x second 6.65 into 10 power minus 27 erg second, and generally it is for the joule second. Planck's constant value 6.625 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. So my dear students, so light is a dual nature. So one is a particle nature, another is wave nature. Light is a form of energy, and energy can be transported in a space two ways. So particle nature, another is wave nature. So particle and wave is both are the opposite aspects. So the intensity of light from a source follows inverse square law. My dear students, so here it follows the particles from one place to another place. It is a form of wave. A mass of particle, it moving from one place to another place. The moving velocity is v, that is called the momentum of the particle. My dear students, so here this is m mass of the particle. When force on it, the particle tends to move from one place to another place. The moving velocity v and momentum of the particle is mv is equal to p. So the energy is forming of one place to another place. The energy E is equal to half m v square, half m v square. So my dear students, the particle and wave already discussed with the interference chapter. The particle and wave both are the opposite aspects. But here the particle tends to move from one place to another place. But here particle it generates the wave theory. It is called the crust and trough waves. So here the forming of crust and trough is called the moving particle is associated wave is called de Broglie's wave. So what is the difference between wave and particle? The particle has a definite mass. Particle has a definite mass and is located at some definite point. It can move from one place to another place. Its energy, when slowed down, the particle is specified by mass, velocity, momentum, and energy. So these are all of the characteristics of particle. It is a mass, a velocity, momentum, and energy. So another aspect is wave. The wave is spread out over a relatively large region of space, and it cannot be set to a particular location. Where it is not located the located region, it's spreading from towards the x, y, z regions. Sometimes is here, sometimes is some other place. It is not a located position, and it is spreading from the x, y, z space regions. It is spread out by its frequency nu, and wavelength is lambda, phase is phi, amplitude a, and intensity I. So my dear students, the wave and particle both are the opposite aspects. What is the de Broglie's hypothesis? My dear students, already you learned the intermediate +1 +2 level. So de Broglie's hypothesis is lambda is equal to h by mv. Lambda is equal to h by mv. That is called de Broglie's hypothesis, dual nature of matter. In year of 1924, Louis de Broglie put forward a hypothesis which states that the radiation behaves as a particle under some situations and as a wave in certain situations. Then the matter also exhibits both type of nature, like particle and wave is called dual nature. So the year of 1924, the de Broglie says light is a dual nature. It exhibits the particle and wave is called dual nature. The wave and particle are both are opposite aspects. The waves associated with the matter are called matter waves. De Broglie derived an expression for the wavelength of matter waves from Einstein mass energy relation and Planck's radiation theory. So here students, here according to Planck's quantum theory, the energy of each proton is given by E is equal to h nu. E is equal to h nu. According to Planck's quantum theory, E is equal to h nu, then nu is equal to P by lambda. P by lambda. According to Einstein mass energy relation, E is equal to mc square. So this is called equation 1 and equation 2. From 1 and 2 equations, to find both the equations of the energies must be equal. E is equal to h nu, E is equal to mc square must be equal, then h nu is equal to mc square, where h is Planck's constant, nu is frequency, frequency is equal to c by lambda, c is the velocity of photon. H nu is equal to mc square and c is equal to, here c is equal to nu into lambda, that is the value. So h nu place substitute the c by lambda is equal to mc square, then lambda is equal to h by mv. The cancellation of c and c in both sides of the LHS and RHS, lambda is equal to h by mc, where c is called velocity of proton. The velocity of proton mc is equal to the momentum of proton, lambda is equal to h by mc, that is lambda is equal to h by p, that is called the wavelength of de Broglie's hypothesis. So my dear students, in the same way, if an electron with a charge E and mass is m moves with velocity v under a potential difference is v volts, lambda is equal to h by mv, that is called h by p. Here E is the energy of the electron in a potential field. That energy is E is equal to ev. E is called charge of electron, V is potential volts. The kinetic energy of electron E is equal to half mv square. So both the energies must be equal. Then EV is equal to half mv square. Then its simplification, both sides it is taking the m value in LHS and RHS. So MEV is equal to half mv square. So here LHS and RHS it is multiply the small m value. MEV is equal to half m square v square. So mv square is equal to 2mev, then p square mv is equal to p, then m square v square is equal to p square. So p square is equal to 2mev, then p is equal to root of 2mev. So the substitution of the values, lambda is equal to h by root 2mev. It is the earlier equation. So p is equal to that value, then lambda is equal to h by root 2mev. So the value substituted here, that is lambda is equal to h by root 2mev, where m is the mass of electron, E is charge of electron, V is the potential difference, H is the Planck's constant, and Planck's constant is 6.625 into 10 power minus 34. Lambda is equal to H value substitution by root of 2 into mass of electron 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 into charge is 1.6 into 10 power minus 19, and V, the both are the simplification, 6.625 into 10 power minus 34 into 25 root of the value in numerator 10 power minus 31, 10 power minus 19, and it is a substitution in numerator to denominator. So that is 1.227 into 10 power minus 9 by root V. Then lambda is equal to 12.27 by root V angstroms. These the waves that are associated with the moving particle of mass m are called matter waves. Is called de Broglie's hypothesis. In de Broglie's hypothesis, lambda is equal to h by mc, where mc is called proton wavelength, that is called h by mv, that is called h by p. So lambda is equal to h by mv, it is called de Broglie's hypothesis equation, where lambda is a source of wavelength, h is a Planck's constant, m is a mass of electron, v is the charge of electron. Therefore, the 1924, light is the dual nature, and according to Louis de Broglie's wavelength equation, lambda is equal to h by mv. The moving particle is associated with a wave. It is known as de Broglie's wave. So here, the waves are propagated from the one place to another place. The moving particle is associated with a wave. It is known as de Broglie's wave. So what is the matter wave? The matter waves that are associated with the moving particle m mass are called matter waves. The properties of matter waves. Here, the de Broglie's wavelength lambda is equal to h by mv. So, my dear students, here lighter the particle mass m, greater the wavelength associated. It is inversely proportional. Lambda inversely proportional 1 by m. If mass of the particle is smaller particle or lesser particle or lighter particle and the greater wavelength associated it. And second one is a smaller velocity smaller of the particle, greater wavelength associated, and lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by v. So velocity is a smaller value, greater the wavelength. If the wavelength lambda is equal to h by mv, v is equal to 0, then lambda is equal to infinity. V is equal to infinity, lambda is equal to 0, then that waves becomes a undetermined. These waves are generated by motion of the particle. So that is called it is a wave. So matter waves are independent of the charge of the particle. These waves are produced either charged or uncharged particles. The velocity of matter wave depends on velocity of the matter particle. Velocity of matter wave depends on velocity of the particle. The velocity of matter waves is greater than velocity of light. Velocity of matter wave is greater than velocity of light. So my dear students, so E is equal to h nu, E is equal to mc square, Planck's radiation theory and Einstein relation. H nu is equal to mc square, then it is the value of nu is equal to mc square by h. The wave velocity omega is equal to nu lambda, then omega is equal to nu is equal to mc square by h into lambda. Lambda is the de Broglie's wavelength, mc square by h into lambda is h by mv, h is cancelled. So my dear students, that is the value of mc square by mv, mm can cancel, then omega is equal to c square by v. So omega is equal to c square by v. The velocity of matter wave is also known as phase velocity or wave velocity. The velocity of the matter wave c squared by v, that is called phase velocity or wave velocity. Another one is the amplitude of finding the particle at a particular time and is given by, it is called as another point of matter wave, the amplitude of finding the particle at a particular time and region. So this is called conditions of matter waves. So what is the difference between matter wave and electromagnetic waves? My dear students, matter waves is waves associated with a moving particle are called matter waves. Lambda is equal to h by e, or lambda is equal to h by mv, or lambda is equal to h by mc. And corresponding electromagnetic waves is the waves in which electric field and magnetic fields are perpendicular to each other. It is a electric field and magnetic field, both of the perpendicular to each other. And matter waves are produced motion of the particle, either charged or uncharged particles. But electromagnetic waves, only charged particles produces electromagnetic waves. Only charged particles produces electromagnetic waves. The matter waves travel with a velocity greater than velocity of light. Travel velocity greater than the velocity of light. But here, the electromagnetic waves travel with velocity equal to the velocity of light. Travel velocity is equal to the velocity of light. Here, greater than velocity of light. Matter waves, velocity is not a constant, but here also electromagnetic waves also velocity is constant. Velocity is constant. And matter waves, the wavelength of particle depends on mass and velocity. Velocity depends on energy of the particle. Energy of particle. These are the basic differences of matter wave and electromagnetic waves. So my dear students, and tomorrow I would like to discuss about Schrodinger's wave equation. Okay.